We're live and local. Big Papa in the morning, Mix 102.5. It is a mental wellness Wednesday with the unsilent woman herself, Rebeccah Silence, theunsilentwoman.com, and of course, RebeccahSilence.com. Rebeccah, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I love you all. I'm so excited to change all of your lives. Let's go.
One of the things that is really challenging, and it's almost taboo to say, is parenting. There's quote unquote, there's no book, but there's books. But no, everyone's afraid that they're doing like parenting wrong.
Yeah.
What I'd like to do today is bring up like standardized testing. Like at the end of every year, there's end of the year tests, finals, and state tests. And sometimes there's like state tests in the middle of the year and whatnot. Can we talk about setting our children up for success for the big test or academically as far as that stuff goes?
I love this. Do you know my daughter is literally in standardized testing week this week, and this is my life right now. Did you already know that?
Yeah, that's actually why we're talking about
Okay, cool. So,
it.
yes, and we're going to get into the standardized testing, but let me just tell you there is a freaking book on parenting because I wrote it, and it's called Coming Back to Life: A Roadmap to Heal from Pain to Create the Life You Want. And what we need, my mission above all else, I have been helping people heal since 2002. I want our kids to have healed parents. So the best parenting you can do is heal your past, heal your heartbreak, shed your survival self, and step into being happy and free. With that being said, the standardized testing, I mean, I've literally been living this because my daughter is feeling the pressure, right? Like all of your children of the testing. And it feels like a measure of, for my daughter anyway, her value and her worth and her okayness, right? And my daughter struggles with writing and with spelling and with typing. She's brilliant, but it's really hard for her to get her brilliance out
Some
of her
people are
head
good
onto
test
paper.
takers and some people aren't.
Well, right. And the same with learning, right? Some
Yeah.
people are like, I'm a natural born learner. Right. I have a master's degree. I am learning with the best in the world every single day of my life. I love it. It's natural. It's easy. That's not true for everyone. And so know your children's strengths and weaknesses when it comes to learning and when it comes to expressing themselves and help them know that, right? Like as much as you can ahead of time. But I'll just tell you some of the fun ways that we are setting my 10-year-old who's in fourth grade. Her name is Seneca, up to win. Number one, we talk about the fears. So I'm not trying to like rush her past the fears and the insecurities and the pressure. I just got back from Austin, Texas with the Ultra Mastermind that I do working with Brendan Burchard. And the night before I left, Seneca wanted to talk about how terrified she is because I'm going to come home Sunday night and then she has to take the test Monday. And I need your help, mommy, because this is really stressful and this is really scary and I don't feel ready. So she literally asked me for time the night before I left to start talking through this, which I was so grateful for. So we just went there. Like, how is it feeling? Where is it heavy? What are your biggest fears? And I'm not trying to correct it. And I'm not trying to rush her through it. I can't emphasize how important it is that your kids know you can handle their fear.
Well, that's a huge thing. I is the fact that you ask those questions. A lot. You have a great relationship with Seneca, so you guys can have that open communication. The thing uh, with most people is they don't necessarily have as open a communication. Not that they don't want to, they just don't necessarily know how to.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of times what'll happen is, oh, you'll be fine. And then just kind of brush it off rather than literally just ask those questions that you asked. How are you feeling? What do how can I help? What are your fears? Having those conversations as opposed to, oh, you'll be fine.
Absolutely. And then this is the biggest question, but you can't start here, right? And let me just say, you can turn this around so quick. If you feel like, okay, because of my history, I couldn't just sit my kid down tonight, BS. That's a bunch of baloney, and I'm not a fan of baloney. You can definitely just start. And that's for all of us in any area of our life. It's a decision. You have to decide that the way you've been doing it isn't good enough and step it up. And it's incremental. It's baby steps. You're not going to get from A to Z. You're not going to get from New York to California tonight, but just knowing you can turn things around and it's your leadership that's required. Your kid can't lead your relationship with you. You
Give us a
have
good
to.
step. Give us a good step one.
Okay, so once you've talked about the fears and
I'm not. I mean, I'm talking before that. I'm
okay,
talking.
I literally
How do you
just told
start
you.
the conversation?
I literally just told you it's decide to have a better relationship with your kid where you're
Mhm.
the one leading. That's step one. So many of you are at the effect of your children, at the effect of their behavior, at the effect of whether or not you think they like you, at the effect of their emotions. You've got to just decide to take control, not over them but over the relationship because you showed up. It's simple, it's a decision. And then you start by talking about their fears, and then you ask this big question: what do you need? And then you listen. So many of you are telling your kids what they need. You're talking for them. And with my 20-year-old, I am guilty of this all day. There were many, many years where I was trying to talk for her, and the 10-year-old gets a mid 40s Rebecca Silence, not a 23-year-old that doesn't know what in the actual hell she's doing in the beginning, right? So it's different now. Let your best be enough. But this question, what do you need? And then you shut up and you listen. And they do know, just like you know what you need and what my daughter asked for. And I'm going to tell you what to do if they don't know what they need. But my daughter was like, I don't know what to do in the moment when my feelings are so big and my thoughts are so big that I don't think I can handle it. That's literally direct quote from Seneca. And my kid has a lot of emotional intelligence. And we talk about this all the time. But I was so proud of her. And then you validate them, okay? So you ask them what they need. And then you validate, I get it. We all have big thoughts and emotions that feel like too much, and big feelings that feel like too much, and that feel like we can't handle it. And I said to Seneca, most people just aren't honest about it. You're being
Right.
honest about it, and I'm so proud of you. So I told her, which I'm going to say to all of you, and tell your kids this: nothing is wrong with you. And you are more powerful than any thought, any situation, any feeling, and any emotion. So, what we're going to do is we're going to give you three techniques so you can stay in your body and you can hear yourself and you can trust yourself. Because the most important thing you can do during a test or any hard moment is stay in your body, listen to yourself, and trust yourself and be the safe space for yourself you need.
It is a Mental Wellness Wednesday. Life coach Rebecca Silence, theunsilentwoman.com, RebeccaSilence.com. What go over the book again. Where can people find it? And what's the name?
Yes. So the book is Coming Back to Life, a roadmap to heal from pain to create the life you want. You can also go to RebeccaSilence.com and get my free gift, the masterclass, the 3 must-know secrets to heal and save your family. But let me give you this one last quick piece because it's really important. What I had Seneca do was find a place on her body that she could touch. For her, it was her left temple. To just remember, I'm safe. I got this, and let's go. And then in the morning, we've been doing yoga. I bought her some new earrings. We're having fun during standardized test week. Last night, we got pedicures. So you can make it light and you can make it fun, but be the space that can handle wherever your kid is and be the parent that decides to be the best parent you can be. And you can't go wrong. And I love this discussion and I love all of you so much.
It's a mental wellness Wednesday.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
A mental wellness Wednesday. Life coach Rebecca Silence, RebeccaSilence.com on Mix 2.5.